My name is Gregory Demopoulos. I've been an attorney in the state of Michigan since 1988. This video is going to provide you some general information about criminal cases in the state of Michigan. I just want to note that what I'm about to tell you doesn't apply in every situation, and it's for general information, and no attorney-client relation is established by virtue of this video. In Michigan, we have two types of cases. There are felonies and misdemeanors. Misdemeanors are lower-end cases where the punishment is 1 year or less in jail. Felonies are punishable by prison. To discuss, we'll start with misdemeanor cases first. The procedure in a misdemeanor case is as follows. There's an arraignment. At the arraignment, the judge will advise you as to what the charge is, and for the defendant, the most important thing is establishing bond. Generally speaking, if a defendant does not have a significant criminal history and appears at an arraignment voluntarily, there's a good chance that you will get a personal bond, which means you do not have to post a cash bond. In some cases, like for drunk driving and domestic violence, a judge might also order conditions like no drinking or no contact with an alleged victim. The second proceeding for a misdemeanor case is a pretrial. At that time, your attorney should have all of the discovery. Discovery means police reports, witness statements, lab reports, any videos, and then there would be a discussion with the prosecutor to see if the case is resolved. Not all cases get resolved because many defendants have a defense to the case. So at pretrial, an attorney might simply be setting the case up for a trial either by judge or jury, or there could be a plea agreement. If there is a plea agreement, a plea generally would be taken at the pretrial. Then there would be referral to the probation department to make a recommendation as to sentence, and then it would follow with the sentencing date. If the matter is set for trial, then the court will ultimately set the case up for trial. There can be a trial with a judge or a jury. If the defendant's found not guilty, that's great news for the defendant, and that's the end of the case. If the defendant is found guilty, there would be a referral, in most cases, to the probation department. Then there would be a hearing set for sentencing. Felonies are a little bit different. They do start out in the district court in Michigan, and the arraignment for a misdemeanor and a felony is the same. Judge reads the charges. In a felony, you cannot plead guilty at an arraignment, and then the judge will look at bond. The second step in a felony case is a preliminary examination. That's where the prosecutor has the burden to show that the defendant probably committed a crime, and that's called a probable cause standard. Oftentimes a defendant will waive a preliminary examination if the evidence against him is strong. If your attorney is looking at a defense and going to trial, then a preliminary examination is generally held. In a case where a witness might be sick, might not be able to make it to trial, the prosecutor might want to hold a preliminary examination just to preserve testimony. Also in capital cases, a prosecutor will want to make sure a preliminary examination is held. If the judge finds probable cause at a preliminary examination, that means the case is bound over for trial. The next court case would be in a circuit court level court, and it's called an AOI, or arraignment on information. Much like a pretrial and a misdemeanor, possible plea bargains are discussed. If you and your attorney want your case to go through trial, then at that time you would inform the court that you would like to go to trial, and ultimately you will have a trial. A trial works the same way in a misdemeanor case, except in a felony there's 12 jurors instead of 6 jurors for a misdemeanor. If you're found not guilty, then the defendant's happy with that outcome. If the defendant is found guilty, there will be referral to the probation department and a sentencing date. So those are pretty much the nuts, bolts, and mechanics of a criminal case in Michigan. Thank you for watching.